In the next two videos, I'm going to be covering 18 interview questions that are dominating interviews today, guide you through the best way to handle them all so that you stand out in the interview process. I'll be covering questions about AI, how you approach the first 90 days on the job, and then that one question almost nobody prepares for, so I'll tackle them all. Breaking this into two videos of 9 so you don't feel too overwhelmed. My name is Sarah Camillo. I'm a certified career coach and resume writer with over 15 years of recruiting experience. First things first, in every interview, nothing else exists. You want the interviewers to believe that you are there for them, you're there for that job opportunity, their company, nothing else matters at that time. If you're changing career paths in any way, even if it's just slightly, it's so important to highlight in your stories the direction that you want to go next, not where you used to be. That's extremely important if you're changing career paths in any way. So I recently made a video about this too. It's also a two-parter, so watch those next. Okay, let's jump into number 1. Tell me about yourself. So the response to this should always be less than a minute. You want to keep it professional. You want to describe your background and strengths with a unique twist. You always want to connect your story with why you're there today and why you're interviewing for this job in particular. I actually have a video dedicated just to this question because the majority of interviews start off this way. I ask all of my clients after every interview if they tell me about yourself, and it's always yes. And it's so important to start your interview off strong or else you will lose your audience. I've actually been in interviews, in interview panels, where I can see the person next to me writing out their grocery list because they've already lost it. They've already stopped listening to you. So it's so important to start your interview off strong. When it starts like this, you better nail it in the beginning. Have your response ready to go. Keep it less than 1 minute. Very professional, to the point, and always tied into why you're there today. Okay, not every story is going to be that long, but that one's a very important one. So let's jump into number 2. Why are you interested in this opportunity? Here you want to keep your response positive and focused on their company. So you could say something like, I want to be part of an organization that values X and X. You want to know what's important to you and be specific here. So some examples could be, I want to be part of a company that values innovation and growth, or community engagement and giving back, or creative branding and inclusion. Whatever is important to you, go ahead and say that. And then you can end it with, and I believe I can help deliver results consistently and continuing to grow professionally. And again, you want to keep it specific to their company and this position, and that you're being selective. It's always good to tell them that you're being selective. You're not just applying for every job and interviewing with every company. You are being selective in your job search at this time. Make them feel special, and again, like nothing else exists. Number 3, why are you looking for a new opportunity? So I actually have 2 responses based on your own situation, whether you're actively job searching or if they recruited you. So if you aren't actively job searching and you were recruited and invited for this interview, it's okay to absolutely say, hey, I am actually happy in this role, yet I'm open to having an exploratory conversation with you just to learn more about your company and this open position. If you are actively job searching, keep your response positive here too. Too many people go into their toxic boss, toxic work environment, they don't like their job, whatever it is. You want to keep this response positive and focus just on this open opportunity. You can even share how you're seeking new opportunities at a prominent brand or a larger company or a smaller company if you're already at a larger company. Whatever your reasons are, highlight those. And then highlight how your current experience and your expertise has set you up for a new role like theirs at this company. Even if you can drop a specific stat or recent news about the organization with this company, then do so. That'll show you've done your research and that you're really genuine about your interest in their company. And you can get that information on their website. Maybe they won a recent award, or check out their social media platforms. Maybe they did do something within the community recently, or they were a big sponsor at some world event, or whatever that is. Drop a little something just to show that you're connected with them and you're following them. Question number 4, share a time you faced a challenge at work, or it could be share a time you made a mistake at work and how you handled it. So with both of these situations, don't ever say neither of these ever happened. If you've been working for even a year, you've had some kind of challenge, or you've probably made a mistake by now. So definitely be honest, or else you've lost them and they're back to their grocery list. But you want to keep it a simple mistake or a simple challenge, like a technical issue, or a vendor was late on a delivery, or something that was maybe out of your control. The point of this question is they want to see how you respond and how you act on your feet. Are you going to go running to your manager? Are you going to try to hide it? Are you going to place blame? They want to see how you can be resourceful and you thought of an alternate solution to the situation. You always want to stay calm and professional. Again, don't place blame and then move on. And when it comes to that mistake or maybe a challenge, it's so important to share how you handled it, but also how you learned from this mistake. If it was something that you learned from, and you put something in place so that error doesn't happen again. Now, if you are later in your career and you think of a mistake that you did earlier in your career, it's absolutely okay to share that, because that probably has shaped you to how you are today. Maybe that's something that you didn't submit a time card on time or something like that, and that you've adjusted your calendar for reminders. Anything like that, it's okay that it happened earlier in your career, because again, it shaped you to how you perform today. Question number 5, describe a time you implemented a strategy that failed. How did you handle it? This question is similar to number 4, but it's more about strategy and strategic thinking, not anything small or tangible. So here, you're always forward thinking. You're thinking ahead. You're being proactive, how you take the initiative in things. It's always good to highlight how you're often looking for ways to improve existing processes or ways of working, daily operations, things like that. How can you make it better? How can you make it more efficient or effective? Maybe that's trying a new technology or implementing a brand new process or taking a risk in some way. Share your takeaways from all of that. Even if that strategy failed, that's okay. What did you learn from it? And how you moved on from it in a positive way. Question number 6, describe a time you had to work with a challenging client or an angry customer. How did you handle it? So not everybody plays nice in the sandbox, right? Like every role comes with some kind of challenges in general, and also challenging people sometimes, whether that's a peer or again, a customer or a client. It's always important to show how you didn't just avoid that person. You need to show how you mended the relationship, how you improved it, how you found a way to take the initiative, have a conversation to mend the relationship, and find a compromise in a professional way to move forward. Number 7, how would you approach the first 90 days on the job? So this is often a question that it doesn't usually come in the first interview or maybe even the second. It's more like one of the final interview or maybe the second final one. It's a very powerful question though, and it's so important to have structure ready and prepared for this response. So by the time you're hearing this question, the company has already pictured you in this role and they want to know if you're doing the same. So the best way to do that is have some structure in your response, a clear and confident plan that makes you look prepared, thoughtful, and that you're ready to hit the ground running. So here are 2 ways that you can approach it. Example number 1, have like priority buckets, or like I take this 3-prong approach to the first 90 days on the job. Here's a way you can do it. I'd break my first 90 days into 3 focus areas: the team, the goals, and the day-to-day operations. I'd get to know each team member and the key stakeholders. I'd want to understand how success is measured here, both in terms of the team goals and the company-wide initiatives. And finally, I would dive into the systems, the workflows, and the tools to learn how things really run on a daily basis. So this approach shows that you're collaborative, you're goal-oriented, you're process-aware, and again, you've already been thinking about how you would approach yourself and see yourself in this role. And when it comes to the systems, maybe you've already learned about the types of systems they've used from earlier interviews, so go ahead and include those in there. Anything you can pull from earlier interviews, some little tidbits or little details, go ahead and include them in your response here. All right, example number 2, this is like the 30-60-90 framework. So in my first 30 days, I'd focus on listening, observing, and absorbing the culture. I'd schedule one-on-ones with the team. I'd review current projects, gather context. In the next 30 days, I'd start asking deeper questions, offering early input, looking for quick wins. And then by month 3, I'll begin executing, making decisions, actively contributing to the team goals. So this one shows, again, you're more strategic, you're thoughtful, you really want to jump in, but also learn about the culture and learn first, listen first. And that way you'll understand how to ramp up without disrupting any momentum. A pro tip here is the more personalized your 90-day plan to that role and that company, the more powerful your answer becomes. So it shows that you've done your homework and you're not just ready to just take the job and wing it. You're really ready to find a way to be successful in the role right away. Question number 8, how do you handle conflict at work or a challenging colleague? So this is more for internal people you work with on your team or within the company. So make sure, again, you keep it positive. So say, I handle conflict directly but respectfully. So you focus on understanding other people's perspective, other people's way of thinking, find a common ground, and find a way that you're going to be able to work together going forward. And there's no need to drag out the response here. If you have a specific story you can share, go ahead and share it. No need to drag it out, or else they're gonna think, okay, she kind of likes the drama, or he kind of likes the drama. So no need to drag it out. Just share how you handled it, you moved on, and don't talk negatively about anybody. Question number 9, what makes you unique from other candidates in the process? So I always ask this question to my clients when I do a mock interview. This is always the last one that I ask them because I want them to approach their upcoming interview with this unique mindset. You need to go in knowing what makes you unique and what value you're going to bring to this new organization. It's so important to approach each interview knowing your unique story and your unique twist. So reflect on previous performance reviews and what stands out to you, any common themes that you can recall, and what you hear often about your own performance. What does your manager select you to do for special projects? What do people on your team come to you for? So then you can say in the interview, I bring a unique combination of X, Y, and Z to the table. My perspective coming from blank, your expertise, will be a valuable addition to your team. And in this case, you want to avoid kind of general, like kind of old school terms like I'm really motivated, I'm hardworking. No, you want to have specific adjectives, specific situations that really pertain to you. Okay, that was part 1. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you're notified of when part 2 comes out. So if you liked this video, please like the video, and I'll see you in part 2.